Okay, YouTube. Hello. How you doing? It's Booda, back in the building. And I am up way later than I usually am making a video. As you can see, we've got Discord up. So apparently there's a Q&A that's going to be happening. The Q&A Take-san December, right? Where the Discord gets to ask questions. And my lovely lady's trying to sneak away from here into the bedroom. Because usually I do not film when she's around. Oh, look at this. Take-san is typing. So I was going to try and do an intro and maybe look through some of these questions, but I think it's starting. It's supposed to be getting started at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. So here we are. I think we're getting ready. Here he is. Look at this. It says, "Hey everyone, how's your December? We're going to get started in just a few moments. We'll answer these questions in the first 10 minutes and then open the gates for live questions." I think they're on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. No live stream? I think this is just a Discord thing, right? They're not actually doing a live stream anywhere. Hopefully not, because if they are, it would make this video a lot more interesting. But Take-san says, updated collab reruns. We've got all sorts of plans for the future, and this could be one of them. It's a little vague, my friend. He gives us the winky face, so I think we gotta react to it. I think I'll just add one of the little updated collab reruns. So bringing back old collabs and adding to them, possibly, potentially. I would love to get Rem. Look at this. Take-san's just going. He's just sending it. Here's to the question, are there plans to add new monster units or shift playable monsters? I was interested, and I remember reading this question. He says, I love them, and it would be great to see them. What sort of monster units would you like to see? Well, we can't really answer right now, can we? I mean, to respond to his question, should we be replying in this last Cloudia chat? Let me ask. Let's see. You see the nice gold text? You know what that means? It means we're in the Beast Gang. You know how it is. Third question is a big one. Ooh, it's about carrying current pity medals. Here, let me scroll this comment right here. Carrying current pity medals. Kind of like in Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, if you play that. When you summon on particular banners, you get a currency that works to purchase on any upcoming banner. So it's not limited to just the one that you're summoning on. Oh, here we go. Oh, see, he avoided it. He jumped back up to number 1. This question was, we believe AOG Lily needs a buff. She wasn't designed with the kit necessary to be hybrid, let alone effective as stronger mage than her original. G. Lukiel and Amelia as examples have plenty of bulk in their build, including crit raise, mega boost, elemental crit, etc. Is it not weird that AOG Lily does not have them too? Take-san said, we've heard everyone's opinion on this. The first thing that I'd like to say is that we're considering across the board buffs at a point in the future, and we're always evaluating unit abilities at every release. So he's choosing very safe answers right now, I'm noticing. Very politically correct answers, right? We hear your concern, right? Like, this is specific to AOG Lily. And he's saying, we hear your concern. We're evaluating every unit's ability after every release. We've got our eyes everywhere so we can make the best decision. Like, you didn't really answer the point, bro. The question was AOG Lily. Are there plans for her in the near future or no? I think we got the answer there. Here is another one. What about sniper/range DPS and tank units? Seems both of them are like kind of neglected, and it has been like that for 1.5 years. I have heard this. We want players to have lots of ways of having fun in the future, and including more unit types is one way we want to do that. Including more unit types. So it sounds like he's insinuating that they're going to, because right now there's what? Killer, Slayer, Sniper, and Tank. So that's 4, including more unit types. So he's insinuating that there's going to be more types released in the future. I mean, were those 4 released at the start of the game? Or were there types that have been introduced? Any kind of addition to the game as far as like classes go or types go would be a win for me, right? The more variety you can give a game. Actually, let me stop. Half the battle is giving a nice full variety. The other half is making sure it's properly balanced. So he's talking about adding more, but he's not addressing the actual question, which is, yo, 2 of your classes are pretty much non-existent in the meta. Are y'all gonna rebalance it? He didn't really touch on that at all. I see you, Take-san. I see you. Looks like he got his degree in political science or something. Here's another question. Where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is question number 5 that he's addressing. Since they removed TS, time stop, can the devs reduce the large animation delay at the start of majority of the higher tier spells? There's a chance that we could optimize these timings in the future. Yes. There's a chance. Anything could happen, guys. Anything. Oh, snap. Take-san just said, alright, it's been about 10 minutes, so please open the gates mods. Look at this. Magical cocaine bonk. He's getting a lot of reactions. He says, can we please return to the old system of having previous descent of heroes units whenever there is a new one? Like, I feel like that should be just standard. Look at this, Take-san. We may not be able to do that every time, but there will be more of those in the future. Oh, someone touched on, I'm curious on whether or not we will actually be getting multiplayer soon, right? Because they announced it almost 2 weeks ago, and we have no mention of it. Take-san said, how soon is soon? As soon as we can make a specific announcement, we'll do that. And it shouldn't be long before we can do that. Oh my goodness, these guys. These guys. Can I put like a... What's he responding to here? Can Alice get a story mode challenge quest, such as Logia Lagbro has got in the future? Take-san says, Alice is the best, isn't she? Thanks for being a fan. We'll take it under consideration. This man's a troll. He don't care. Yo, what is this? We hear you. Maybe. Alright, we've seen Robin and Sevia shifts and shift stories, but I think a certain someone named Gorm is missing one. He said, all I'll say, is that we plan on releasing more shifts of units that don't have them yet. Another question, are we likely to see more banners where the only SSR rarity unit / arcs are the rate up ones, like the JP Re? We'll do it! And I'll share a date as soon as I can. What? Oh, look at this. Barlene said, actually, probably I will, since a poll would be needed. How funny, Barlene. The Crypt Man says, seeing the arc being released as a tower reward is great. Will there be more consideration for unit / arcs, I'm guessing being rewards? Take-san said, thanks. I'm really happy that we could do something you enjoy so much. It's like the first time he's ever gotten positive feedback. There will be more going forward, yes. So that, okay. We got a hint that I'm guessing some decent arc / units are being considered as rewards for certain challenges like the tower. Can we please have more uses for souls and gold? Lots of players have hit the ceiling with those. I'm upping that because while I don't have that problem right now, I know that that is so frustrating to have a ridiculous amount of resources that you have no use for. Like, you have to give some kind of solid end game content for those insane grinders slash whales that are just maxing out everything in the game as quickly as possible. You can't forget about them. You gotta please them. And everyone has the potential to end up there eventually, so you gotta plan for that. Look at this. Will there be a PC client for global similar to JP? If there's a lot of demand, this would be a possibility. Let us hear your voices. Oh, I'm doing this one right here. Aqua Scream. Do it, bro. Do it. There's your demand. That is the most reaction out of any one comment that he has had. By far. By far. Look at this. This had a bunch, but only 5 to 6 to 2. Look at this. Everyone. Everyone. Cryptman's got some good questions. Is there any chance we will get PvP ranking rewards on a weekly / monthly basis like every other gacha game that exists? Bacon asks, could we have more sub-quests that delve deeper into the lore of Last Cloudia? Taka-san said, put a ton of work into the lore, and it's super exciting to see people who are as into it as we are. As we go forward, we'll explore those themes in more depth throughout quests and more. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty standard. Cryptman's addressing, seeing the arc being released as a Tower Ward is great. In a word, we would love to provide even more variety and great content than we can now. You already answered that one, bro. Right? I'm not crazy. Like, literally. We already covered this. Yeah, we already covered this, Taka-san. Remember where you are. This man's getting flustered. That's great. I'm gonna throw a question out involving PvP, right? Because PvP, you can make so much content if you've got a solid PvP platform to work with. So that's what I'm interested in, right? Building a super effective team to dominate other players. That's what people like to see. Greed above all. He's getting 2 upvotes. I'm very curious to know if there is a plan to change out the pity system so that medals earned can be accumulated for use on any banner. As it is now, the pity system seems broken and unrealistic. He dodged that question in the beginning, don't forget. And he's still dodging it. Another question I have, will more weapons be expanded upon in terms of unit skills and arcs? It's sad to... Oh, look at this. It's sad to see weapons like bows, lances, and axes almost go completely unused. He said, this is something that's being talked about here in Ada's offices right now. Okay, alright. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that. Let's give him a thumbs up. I like that answer, right? Because it's showing that these are already in discussion. That's a bit better than, like, anything could happen. We definitely want to make you have a great experience by using a bunch of weapons. Like, that doesn't answer anything. But if it's something that they're discussing right now, that means that there is potential. It shows that the underutilized features in the game are in discussion with the team. So that's just promising. No one cared about my PvP question. Where is it? It disappeared. Oh no, it's still there. It's still there. The Cryptman's got the most, I think, questions that have been addressed by Taka-san. Aside from a few mostly one and done quests, he already answered this. Everyone's talking about Cryptman. Cryptman's getting all the love. He keeps getting... Taka-san's going back to Crypt's questions that he already is addressing. It's crazy. Alright, let's see. That's a cool idea. So you mean something sort of like a randomized Tower of Trial with infinite levels? Hey, that's endgame content that you can constantly do. Oh my god. Yes, someone needs to bring this up. Someone needs to bring this up. Yes. Right here. So this person, Science, said the summoning pool is currently extremely diluted with SSRs. There are too many arts and units in there, and it vastly decreases your chances of getting a focus unit. Are there any plans to reduce the pool size? That's super important. And then that reminded me of Cocaine here at the bottom. Great name choice. Also, more SR/R tier arcs? When? Like, did you forget about the mid tier? Right? Like, if I'm a new player coming in, which I am, and I have barely any resources to spend on anything. And the grind is slow. I mean, I've been playing for a good, like, almost 3 weeks now, and I've got one level 10 arc. I've only got one level 100 character because of the special bonus item that they give us. And everything else, my highest characters are like mid 50s, and they're kind of like 30 nodes to 50 nodes unlocked. Like, it's not a lot. So trying to think about maxing out SSR arcs and SSR characters and how much resources it takes to grind them out as a free-to-play player, right? It's not appealing at all. Look at this, he's addressing it right now. We're considering how to handle the lineup going forward, but it's too early to go into much detail yet. Is it? A year and a half later, it's too early? You haven't even, like, brainstormed? Yeah, we'll just go with an okay. Like, give us something. Be like, I mean, he said they're considering how to handle the lineup going forward. Bruh, you've got like 1 million gotchas out there. Look at what games have the best feedback. Figure out why. Adapt it to your game. Maybe throw in a couple unique things in there that you can think of. Call it a day. No one's gonna be mad. This guy's getting some upvotes. Memory leak has been an issue for 1.5 years and is getting worse each update. It's hard to play for more than 1 hour as is, and I'm afraid it's going to be impossible for some of us soon. Are you guys looking into improving gameplay on Android devices? Memory leak. So that has something to do with the actual hardware, I believe. And like space that I guess maybe the game is taking up in the phone. He said, we're doing more than ever before on this, since multiplayer may be more taxing on people's system than current content. So that's where all their focus is right now, multiplayer. I'm sure that they're all hands on deck on making sure their servers and everyone's device can handle a multiplayer platform, because that is an entirely different ball game when it comes to game design. It's one thing to come up with something that one device can handle. It's another thing to come up with something that multiple devices can talk to each other about. Here's another question he's answering by Nellis. How does a proposal for a new feature get handled in the ADIS office? What's the procedure of voting in new things to be included in the game, and what's the general timeline of the feature being finished and added to production? That's a great question. The director is generally the one whose ideas have the most weight, but he and everyone else regularly look at people's reactions to guide the game's direction. Okay. That was a very short answer. And it only answered the first sentence. Kind of. How does a proposal for a new feature get handled? The director has a lot of say, but that doesn't tell us how it gets handled. This guy's asking, how do you guys manage your projects? I mean, maybe he's obviously he can't give us an entire essay on how it works, right? I get that, but could have given us a little more than that. But at the same time, you know, you don't want to promise. Like, we usually try to get things done in 2 weeks. And now everyone has that timeline in their head. So then they go to push something new. It takes them a month. People are like, oh my god, they just can't handle their shit. Alright, looking at this question. The maps we fight on are cool and unique, but it sometimes seems like eye candy. Is there any development on making the fights more engaging using the terrain or a new mechanic? Ooh. Add that Y. Add that Y. We've got the X and we've got the Z, but we don't got that Y. We're super proud of the map and backgrounds we have and try to think of more ways to make use of them in the future. Okay, that didn't really answer what he asked, but okay. Can we have new alchemy craftables that require the use of blue and red souls as well as gold? As a vet player, my gold is constantly at 99 mil and my blue and red soul tanks are full and I absolutely have no use. He needs to address this. They have to address this. But if I had to guess, it's going to be something like, I saw he responded, I'm not going to look at it. It's going to be something like, we're definitely looking for ways for players to use their blue and red souls more often. Look out for more in the future. That's to a different question. I'm so sorry. This is to Chris's question. Hi, Taka-san. Is more advertisement for Last Cloudia global a possibility? New players and content creators would create more opportunities overall, especially for global right now. We'll do everything we can. That was his response. Because we want our work to bring joy to as big as an audience as possible. And like I said, very safe answers. Very safe. When he doesn't want to answer something, he knows how to weasel right around it. Oh, here we go. He answered the alchemy craftables question. It's not possible to change this too casually because would have an effect on game-wide balance, but we're very aware of this issue and want to solve it going forward. That I would like a paragraph for. Like, that's a big statement. It would have an effect on game-wide balance. How? What balance are you talking about? Ooh, this is an interesting question. Any thoughts on a clan/guild system? With multiplayer coming soon, things like this may be considered. So I'm shooting my shot. Love it, love it, love it, love it. He says we really want LC to serve as a way for players to connect with one another, and multiplayer is one step in that direction. Once we see how people feel about it, we'll decide on our next step. Okay, so they're taking their time. They want to see the response before they make a next move. I don't think that's a bad thing, but I also think it's not bad. It wouldn't be bad to be proactive and say, listen, if people love it, we can go this direction. If people hate it, we go this direction. Right? You don't have to wait to see the response to figure out the action that you're going to take. He's answering another one. Let's check this one out. Hello, Taka-san and Co. The community has given a lot of critique regarding the AI of auto units for PvE quests. We've seen some updates made to customize AI in Arena. Will AI rework be coming to PvE in the near future? Will AI for snipers be reworked too, or will the class be scrapped? He said it's on a to-do list, and it's something that we would like to do, but big updates like multiplayer are high priority at the moment. Let's look at this question. Would it be possible to have the skills and equips of the player's support unit remain unchanged when that unit's build is altered for other content? This is also something that we'd like to do, but there are other updates that will come first, so just not priority. Here we go. Demos is getting a lot of feedback here. He said, can we have a way to steadily acquire rainbow crystal clusters? Every new unit is taking 15 to 27 of them, and we don't have a consistent way to farm them. Something like nightmare difficulty for the rainbow ability gate, maybe. Ooh. Any suggestion of a more consistent way to farm items, I'm a fan of. I actually like this question. How many devs do you currently have on the team? Just curious, and are you looking for new devs? Because that actually gives you a good idea of how many hands they have on deck, right? Which all correlates with the speed at which they can push things out, the amount of workload that they can handle. Gives you a lot of good insight into that. Have you ever thought of giving the game some kind of fast quest/skip mechanic? Right now, we feel like making improvements to auto run would benefit the game more, so we'll probably focus on that first. Alright, this guy said I would love if we get the story event unit as a permanent event instead of time limited. Taka-san said we plan on doing reduxes, but I don't see limited time events becoming permanent in the near future. I'm guessing reduxes mean like an event coming back every Tuesday or every month at a specific time for a week. Stuff like that is what I'm guessing. Any plans on optimizing the game's code so it doesn't run horribly? I can run Pokemon Masters on my phone with no problem at all, but LC stutters and FPS drops like crazy. He says, sorry about that. We're going to be improving it, so please be patient. Would it be possible to get a newsletter or guide that your players can utilize to learn more about the game's mechanics and its world? I'm lucky to have heard of LiQWYD at all, but something I could share with a newbie that would be great, besides our own community-made stuff. Yeah, I like that, I like that. But yeah, the Critman's comment, many gacha games have a way to replay old events. Are there any plans to make past content more available for newer users? This guy. Here he is addressing the question about the newsletter. Huh? Could be a neat to do a video series where we guide a newbie through LiQWYD. I don't know, I just feel like a developer's... When I see developer guides on how to start playing the game, it's so textbook. Like, you gotta make it organic and natural. That's what makes content creator videos so appealing, is that these are guys just like us playing the game, figuring it out, being scrappy, and teaching, right? But you can tell when it's textbook, and a lot of the times the developers have a very specific way of implementation in mind, which sometimes either works really well with how the players figure out to do it most efficiently, or it's like I said, it's just a scrappy way to get things done the best. And I don't feel like developers really hit that mark most of the time. Like, they'll tell you, you know, for example, I could see the dev saying, you know, use your blue and red souls to progress in the story as a new character. Make sure that your arcs are the proper level, because you can scale them to adjust your orb so that you're not spending too much. When it's like, no, bro, spend your first 3 weeks hoarding all of your souls, upgrade as much as you can, and then you can actually do this event, which gives you more resources than you ever thought you could. You'll get all that. Now you've got 3 maxed out characters. Clear the story real quick. Get all those rewards. Now you can max out 3 more characters quicker than you ever would, the way the developers told you to. I just kind of went off on a tangent there, but I hope someone gets my point. Look at this. Will there be a Tower of Trials for multiplayer with difficulty tuned for 4 players? I think that would be fun to play through. Taka-san said, haha, that would be a blast. We're thinking of ways to implement multiplayer throughout the game going forward. I mean, if the game can get like super multiplayer heavy, I think there's some exciting ways that they can move forward with that. But you have to get the multiplayer audience. Some people like to play solo, so you gotta have a plan for both. Oh, I prematurely liked this. This guy said, do we have any more updates on the subscription service, like how it would work and when it will be implemented? That is something I will not be partaking in anytime soon. He said, after multiplayer, after multiplayer, after multiplayer, after multiplayer. Don't ask us any questions unless you're talking about multiplayer. That's what this feels like. Oh, he brought it up. We can't share the exact number, but we are hiring. What kind of answer is that? Like, why do you have to hide it? He's not asking for your revenue per month. Just how big is your team? I don't think it's not a secret question, is it? Zen asks, are there any plans for a mother prism for all units? Old collab event units need love. That's a great idea, and we'll keep it in mind. Thanks for the suggestion. That's what I like to see. Like, that's a great suggestion. We're going to write it down. But as long as they're being genuine, of course. But that's better than, like, thanks for sharing. Anything can happen. Appreciate you. This is an actual acknowledgement of an idea that sounds like they didn't think of. But telling you, the players have all the answers. They have all the answers. You just gotta listen. I'd be surprised if this goes over an hour. Told you. Right at 12. Look at that. On the money. Thank you to everyone who joined us today. It's been great to be here with you, and we're really lucky to have fans like you. Have a safe and happy holiday this season. See you in 2021. I'm just looking in the general chat now to see the feedback from everyone. Alright, it doesn't seem like there's much here. So guys, there you go. There was my first ever Last Cloudia Q&A on Discord. It was a good time. I had fun. I'm a little tired, you know, I'm up past my bedtime, but I'm gonna try and get this posted up ASAP so that we have documented proof of what has occurred today. Basically, like I said, what I got from that was, you know, we hear you guys. Thank you for your recommendations. We're working super hard on multiplayer. We're not gonna give you a bunch of details, so we're gonna focus on other things when we're done developing multiplayer, and it's coming soon. that's pretty much the gist of what I got from all that. But I'll be sure to rewatch this just to try and see anything that I forgot about already or missed. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed. If you weren't able to catch this, hope this helps you out. Hope this answers maybe some questions you had. And like I always say, everybody, work hard, play harder. See you in the next video.